Folks, the Sonko drama continues to unravel. And the statement by Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja, once seen to be a very close ally to Governor Sonko, is very telling. Now, what exactly did Senator Sakaja say? Well, amongst the very crowded, high-profile lawyers representing Sonko in court are two sitting senators who also happen to be lawyers. Yeah, they're Kipchumba Murkomen and respected voice right across the political divide, Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. What Senator Sakaja said is that it is wrong for senators who have an oversight role over counties and indeed governors to represent a governor charged with corruption. And I'm afraid, for the sake of those against the views of Bwana Sakaja, actually what he's saying makes a lot of sense. Think about it. How does a senator appear in a court of law to defend a governor, not from murder, but from corruption, embezzlement of public funds? How? And by the way, this issue is very deep, because amongst those in court, amongst those lawyers in court, was also another Wiper man, Daniel Manzo, the member of parliament from Makueni. If something happens once, it's a coincidence, but twice is a confirmation. And so, the controversial question, which I will answer in a subsequent video, look out for it in a few hours, is what were two Wiper men doing in Sonko's corner? Is it a coincidence? Can two actually be a coincidence? Yeah, look out for that. Let's carry on. Now, if you're analyzing politics in Kenya, whatever Senator Sakaja says, you need to pay very close attention to. Why? Most of you already know. Apart from being a very close ally of President Uhuru Kenyatta, the truth is that the president is also Senator Johnson Sakaja's political mentor. It was the president who brought in Sakaja as chairman of the TNA party, the party that linked up with the URP to win the elections, the presidential elections in 2013. And that is why what Senator Sakaja said next is what really caught my attention and made me sit up and say to myself, what? The good senator said that the arraignment of Sonko in court should be a clear signal to those who are in senior positions in government, the most senior positions in government, that the days of impunity have come to an end in Kenya. In other words, the way I interpreted the senator's remarks was that he was actually saying is that no matter how powerful you are in the country today, you're not immune to prosecution. Now, according to the laws of Kenya, the only person who can never and cannot be prosecuted while in office is the President of the Republic of Kenya. Some people think, that luxury, if I can call it that, is extended also to the Deputy President, the running mate of the President. Not true. Now, in WIB number 25, Weekly Intelligence Briefings number 25, I make some very sensitive and shocking revelations about what is really going on behind the scenes with this Sonko prosecution. And if you take in WIB number 25, you will understand the full significance of Senator Sakaja's statement. You will understand why I sat up and paid attention at a part of his statement that would have appeared the usual threats, the usual statements that politicians make when they're talking about corruption. Indeed, many, especially those who do not have the information in WAB number 25, would interpret it precisely like that. Yeah, the usual noise politicians make. Well, folks, I have a feeling this is not that. This is something else. Or if I can put it the Kenyan way, hii ni kitu yengine. Hii ni kali, tena kali sana. Anyway, let's move on. Now, as predicted on this public channel, in a previous video, the state has opted to dig back into history, into the history of Mike Sonko, in the courts of law, in dealing with him. And a case dating as far back as 1998, oh yes, that's over 20 years ago, has been brought back to life, literally. Now, this is when the prosecution were making submissions to the judge to deny the governor bail. The prosecution used the case to say that the governor has a history of not making appearances in court when required to. Now, the implications of that, are that this could be a trigger that sets off a chain of events, that could lead the governor back in history, to answer some rather disturbing developments, in his past history with justice. E.g., his alleged escape from lawful custody. In simpler language, escaped convict. And if this happens, it is very likely that it will suck in, other legal officers who may be required to explain how some of Sonko's cases vanished into thin air. What? Let me just leave it at that. Now, if you thought that you had had more than enough political bombshells in one show, then you're mistaken. There's yet another one. The arrest and arraignment of Governor Sonko in court was a very elaborate affair. Those who made decisions at the highest level must have considered the fact that Sonko has had no deputy for a very long time. Under normal circumstances, where the governor would have had a deputy, then the deputy would have continued and finished that term of the governor, in case the governor is out of play. But with the situation the way it is, it becomes very difficult to avoid a by-election. A by-election for Nairobi governor. That is, of course, assuming that things continue to go south for Governor Mike Sonko. Now, the super fascinating thing here is that several names, possible names, are flying all over the place. And the one I find most mind-boggling is that of legislator Simba Arati. Wah, 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 wah. Drama, bin drama, Arab drama, ole drama. Yeah. But folks, let's not jump the gun. Let's just wait and see how events unfold. Before I go, I need to tell you a story. And those who have been with me for a long time already know this story. So please bear with me, because I believe the vast majority, and especially the new members to this channel, have no idea. Once upon a time, somebody very close to me gave me a call, and they offered to escort me for psychiatric treatment. Yani, niangaliwe kama kichwa yangu ni mzuri. Reason? My obsession with the Kumekucha brand. In those days, about 15 years ago, I had very few subscribers. And in those days, there were no YouTube videos for Kumekucha. And I was self-financing my passion for a better Kenya. And I would go out, do some work, and then come back and invest virtually everything I had made into the Kumekucha blog. Getting information, getting informants, traveling from here and there, blah, blah, blah. All the costs that go into gathering great and accurate content. And of course, it took its toll on my personal finances, and especially on my family and those very close to me. And I don't blame those who thought, those who are convinced that this was madness. On my part, hence the offer to pay for psychiatric treatment of Chris Kumekucha. And to be totally honest with you, many times I did not understand myself. But fortunately, looking back today, I know for a fact that that is what happens when somebody has a calling. Not a job or a hobby, a calling. Today, I have many subscribers, but I still find myself self-financing this channel and what I do here. I know it looks very easy. Chris Kumekucha just comes on and laughs and says, yeah. But trust me, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to get you the content you get on this channel. A lot of dead ends and frustrations. A lot of promising leads that end up in a dead end of wasted time and resources. But I still love what I do. And I know for sure this is where I'm supposed to be. Although in the past, I've tried very hard to be elsewhere. Somebody who knows my situation intimately made a very interesting remark the other day. They pointed to a Nigerian comedy channel with millions of views for every video. And it is a relatively new channel. And so they said, since you can't take any honey from Sugoi, why don't you do something like this? And make some serious money for once. Hii passion yako itakupeleka wapi? My sincere apologies for such a long story about myself. But bottom line, this is not a money-making venture. And so, when you support this channel, by becoming a subscriber of the Weekly Intelligence Briefings and Club 1999, you do a lot towards a better Kenya. That's what I firmly believe. And you can take advantage of the latest offer, because I want as many people as possible to come into this sensitive information that is not on the public channel. And I believe you can see the email address on your screens right now. All for a better Kenya. Even if it is our great-grandchildren who will actually see it and enjoy it. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.